Nikki, I got one question for you. What the heck are the Jets freaking thinking?
Joe, I think so. I said they are coming full circle, or are they circling the dream? And I think you could say like either one works.
Circling the dream? Come on, are you kidding?
They
Geno Smith is the
are.
dream?
He's
Eh,
circling the drain, yeah, because he was there, right? And
Yeah.
then like they go through this like whole entire list of quarterbacks, only to then end up with Geno Smith. Like, I feel like, yeah, that's circling. I feel like that's circling the drain. Like, what are they doing?
I don't know. I completely don't understand what they're doing. How are the Jets targeting Geno Smith? Like Wendy's was making tweets saying, Geno, if it doesn't work out, we're looking for a taste tester. And that's going to be your starting quarterback. When are the Jets ever going to get out of the hole, Nikki?
Never, never, ever. They're not getting out of the hole. And if you guys think it's bad as fans to watch it, then you have to be in the press box to really experience how terrible it is.
Okay, so what is it like in the press box, Nikki? Because I have absolutely no clue.
So it's kind of miserable, other than security, where you have to do like your biometrics every time you want to walk somewhere or go somewhere. Um, I mean, we literally sit up there, like you're just counting down the time to leave, like to get to the press conference. And even that, because it's like, what can Aaron Glenn really say at this point?
It's very true. There's not much he can say at all. So we've got Gino going to the Jets.
Yeah.
We've got Tua now going to the Falcons and Miami picking up Malik Willis. Like, come on. Miami's no stronger. Do you think? I don't.
No, I think Miami is in a complete rebuild.
Yeah.
And I think I asked this yesterday on X. I said, what the hell are the Falcons doing?
I don't know. Tua is one concussion away. Like, he shouldn't be playing anymore. I thought this years ago. Like, didn't you? Like,
Yes. And how bad does it have to be that Miami ate $99 million to say, like, hit the road? Like, we're done with you. We're going to eat that money. And then you go to Atlanta. Like, what was the point of Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. only to just do this?
Cousins is better, right, than
Yeah.
Tua? So why? Why would they do that? I
I
don't
don't
get
know.
it.
I don't know what Atlanta's doing. I actually, what is the NFC South really doing? Because what did the Bucks do? They just kind of like just fell into oblivion now.
Yeah. Yeah, they absolutely did. It's miserable. It
Yeah.
really is. I don't understand what is happening out there at all. The quarterback room though, like really, who else do they have? Right? And you look at the guys coming up in the draft, right? Poor Mendoza.
So I think, okay, this is what I'm going to say about Mendoza. All right. I
Yeah.
understand why his people said, okay, wait till your pro day and throw with your guys. I get it, right? They want him to look the best that he can, but you're not going to get your guys in the NFL.
No. No, you're
And
not.
I feel like, how good is he outside of his guys? I don't know. I don't know if Vegas is going to ruin this kid. I don't know if this kid is a little like overhyped. I don't know.
Well, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's one thing I was worried about him as they made that run for the national championship. I just didn't know if he was going to be able to get there, but he ended up being the quarterback that was it played better for the whole thing out there. I don't know. They've got a new center. The Raiders got a center. They let Max Crosby go, and now they have the highest paid center in the whole league. Nikki,
Did
worth
you
it?
know that Max Crosby had no idea he was going to Baltimore?
Are you kidding me? He had no clue.
He had zero clue. Zero clue. And okay, I'm not going to say who I talked to, but it's about as close as you can get to him. He had no idea. He was like preparing to go do something fun. He didn't necessarily want to leave. And then he got the call, and he said, obviously I'll go to Baltimore. I'm happy to be there, but Vegas is way better. So he had no clue this was happening.
That's insane, Nikki. I'm blown away by that. Like, how do you do that to a player at his caliber? Right? Just send him anywhere? Do you think he wants to stay in Vegas? Like, I don't know. You do, hey?
I do, based on the conversation I had yesterday.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I knew more. Really interesting. Anything else you've heard floating around on anyone?
Well, without having, there is a little information I was sitting on, but I didn't want to give it away because I feel like that gives your source away if you can't get it out in a kind of neutral environment, right? And you don't want to give it away. So there are a lot of insiders out there, right, Joe? We see them like, okay, I'm going to say insiders because I don't think these people know what they're talking about. I think they're fans who read between the tea leaves of what some of the beat reporters are reporting, or some of the content creators like us who are plugged in and have sources and relationships. And so they are just like putting any information out there, and it's not right, and they're getting it wrong, and they look like clown shows doing this. And they had a bad day yesterday. At least in Giants land, they had a bad day.
Yeah, I could absolutely see it. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, looking at the teams, I can't believe some of the trades, like Mike Evans with the Bucks. Like, how did they let him go? They must have just, been not putting the money on the table. He wanted to stay, right? I would think so.
Yeah, and that's what are they going to do?
Yeah. Yeah. Those odds for Super Bowl, I tell you, they are adjusting so quickly out there. It is absolutely berserk, Nikki. I can't actually believe what we're seeing as these teams move people. Do you think there's going to be anything else big in the next couple of days, or do you think we're pretty set with those big players like Max Crosby?
We might see one, maybe. We might see one, I think. But for the most part, I think we're set. And then we move on to the draft, right? All the draft talk.
Man, it's going to be super exciting. But this month, it's all about the madness.
It's all about March Madness.
It really is. And you're at an exciting event. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So starting tomorrow, I will be living at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, and covering the Big East tournament for my second season, which is very exciting. And it's a true bucket list experience. So if nobody's ever watched a basketball game at MSG, I highly recommend that you go do that and take that.
I've got to go do that. Like,
you haven't done it yet?
No. Right? It sounds like almost sinful when you say you haven't watched a basketball game there. I've got to go.
You have to go.
Yeah. I've never actually been out on the East Coast.
Really?
It's nuts. Yeah. Never made it. The furthest east from where I'm at is Nashville.
So not New York?
No, never been. Wanted to. Yeah. It's crazy, right?
Oh no. We have to get you out here. What?
Yeah. I know. It's like a what kind of statement. I completely agree with you.
Oh, I thought you were here all the time.
No. This is something I need to do. Needs to be checked off the bucket list. Need to go to a game there. Tons of places out on the East Coast I have to hit a game.
Yeah. And come to the Jersey Shore in the summer. And go to the
absolutely. Beach. You won't be able to stop me once I come once.
just keep going. Joe and Nikki live from the Jersey Shore.
That will be fun. It really will be. I can see it already. So the Big Ace Conference. You're so lucky to be there. Well, I shouldn't say lucky. I know you've worked your butt off, but I'm jealous.
Yes, the haters are all jealous. Well, you will get your credentials for next season and you come.
Yeah.
It's really one of the top sporting events because that conference, it's one of all the history. It's one of the most historical conferences in college basketball. And before we get into the breakdown, I did a Spaces last night and I want to get your thoughts on this too. Do you think the NIL transfer portal, the money that these kids can make now, is it ruining? Well, it was specifically college basketball, but I would say college sports because talk to a few coaches in college football and basketball and why they love what they do. They said it's making it very difficult to build a team when these kids can just jump from team to team to team. So the discussion last night was, do you put a cap on this? Like, should there be some regulation, or do you just let it continue on the way it's going?
I think there should be a cap. I think there should be regulation. I totally agree these kids deserve to be paid, but you can't keep a team together, right? Because one college is offering, just a little bit more, right? With the NIL deal that they're going to get there. And I just think it's so easy at that age not to understand, why they should stay with the team and build with the team. They're going to run for money, like the majority of the kids, right? So I feel for the coaches. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel for them. I feel for them too. I'll leave out the one coach who's very, very, very aggravated about all this. I'll leave out the school. But some schools have a bigger budget, right? And they can afford to get more talent. Then you look at, okay, take Seton Hall, for example. Um, Shaheed Holloway came in this season and only had 1.5 million to work with to build that roster. And they had to get bigger, faster, and stronger. And they were able to do it. I gotta give them credit for what they were able to do with that limited budget. But other schools have a much, much higher budget. Rutgers has a higher budget. So it's like it's hard. It's hard to be a coach. I guess it's hard to get buy-in. But if I'm a kid, I'm probably jumping too. I'm gonna get my money, I think.
I would. And I don't blame any athlete that does, right? Because you look at your career as an athlete, it's one injury and you're completely done. So I understand it from the athlete's point of things, but man, I tell you, like, there's nothing better than seeing that athlete that's been with the same college for, 3, 4 years, right? Now,
Yeah.
when they're coming up on 8 or 9 because of everything that happened over the last couple of years and extra years, and then they're older than the majority of players out there in professional, that's a question. Definitely.
Yeah, I think so. And we kind of joked about that last night where you have these kids every school, every year is a different school. And it's like, where do you graduate from? Like, but you have to get that money. Who's to say they even make it to the pros after
No.
college?
Well, exactly, right? There's only a small percentage still that make it to the pros, and if they make it to the pros, who says they're not gonna sit on the bench, right? And then not get paid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think they'll eventually, I don't know if it'll be this season or next season, but I think they'll have to get to a point where you kind of start. I don't want to say maybe a lot of regulation, but maybe some sort of cap is in place on what these guys can and can't do. And there's a lot of shady stuff that's going on with this, and there's a lot of like corruption. And well, I'll tease it here since it's our show. I am working on a little bit of a investigative journalism report on one of the schools that might be doing some dirty deeds. So stay tuned
oh,
on that.
Nikki, I love it. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't wait to hear about that. That's gonna
yeah,
be great. Okay, well, you get into that, but I think it's better the kids are being paid now, because remember when they couldn't get paid anything, and you have these kids that were coming in, they couldn't get a part-time job, and they had no family money, right? And so then they were in college, and then this is where the incidents were coming, where they were getting charged for stealing someone's, wallet or doing something like that because they couldn't make money, right? So,
yeah. I think they
but yeah,
should be able to make money for sure. Like, make your money, but I just think it's hard to build that team, right? And then you want fans in the stands and you want to sell tickets and there's certain players that they're going to come see and I think it's difficult. I think it's not a black and white situation.
it's very true. Well, I can't wait for that piece to come out and hear what you find. That's gonna be great. So, what's your day like tomorrow?
So first game is at 4 o'clock. We have Butler and Providence. So both of these teams, this one's like tough to predict because they both finish with the same conference record. Providence is efficient on offense. They're in the top 35, but the thing is Butler, they have a really good defense, and I think it's going to be just enough to hold off Providence. So for the first game tomorrow, I'm going to take Butler, and I'll give you the spread so I can hear what you think, since I get to do a show with the queen of betting herself. So it's Butler -2.5.
I like it. I like laying the points with Butler here. I think they're the stronger team. And you look at them, yeah, the same record, 7-13 on the season. But I do think Butler, with their abilities out there, I think they'll lock down a little bit stronger defensively, and that will be the difference in this one. So this is a really interesting bracket here with the Big East Conference, right? Because you look at this one, Butler and Providence, and they're pretty much the same, but Butler just that slight favorite. The winner has to take on St. John's. And it's like, wow, St. John's is just going to destroy whatever team comes out of this one. Right? Don't you think? Like,
Oh,
I just
yeah.
can't see a way that either Butler or Providence would even keep it tight with St. John's.
I don't see it happening either, but I guess, you never say never. Second game is Marquette and Xavier. Both teams split their series and they each won on their home court. So Marquette's kind of struggled with their shooting efficiency. What's edging this to Xavier for me is the fact that they are really good at rebounding. They're 5-0 when they are like on point with their rebounding. And I think Marquette's a smaller team, so I'm going to edge to Xavier here. And if they win, they get UConn, unfortunately. But the spread is Marquette -3.5.
Okay, so you're going to take who again? Who did you say? You're going to go with Marquette laying the 3.5, or you're taking Xavier plus?
I'm taking Xavier.
Okay, you think they can keep it tight, hey? I hear what you say on Marquette being that smaller team, but this is one where I looked at that line and I saw it just so tight there at 3.5. I think it's really tight, and I think Marquette ends up pulling away. It's only 4 points, Nikki, right? I look at Xavier and I'm like, man, yeah, they can win the rebounds, but if they're not even getting their second chances out there, and how are they going to do at the free throw line? And that gives me a little bit of concern with this team out there. So I guess we're going to be opposite on this one.
All right, we'll be opposite on this one.
Okay.
How about the third game for tomorrow? We have DePaul and Georgetown. Winner of this game gets my Villanova Wildcats. So I am excited for this one. So DePaul's entering at 8-12 in the Big East. Georgetown is sitting at the bottom. So listen, their defense, Blue Demons defense, they have improved a lot under Chris Holtman, and I think NJ Benson, I think he's just going to be a little too much for Georgetown to handle. Georgetown has been, if anything, just inconsistent the entire season. So I'm going to take DePaul on this one. I think they go to Villanova, and it is DePaul -5.5.
It's a lot of points, but
I
I got to go there as well, right? You look at Georgetown, and I do think Georgetown in a way with their defense, because this team is really trending to that under. Their offensive efficiency is just not there, but 5.5 with DePaul, you got to lay it, right? Like, it's an ugly number. It's not on that key number of 6, which is a good thing. And I do think they should be able to win this by 6 points. I'm glad we're getting 5.5, but I tell you, Georgetown, if they actually decide to show up in this game, right? If they can hit those threes, but they haven't been strong against the spread either. They're 6-8 against the spread on the season. You're looking at DePaul. They've been covering it 8-5 against the spread. So I'll have to roll with you as well with DePaul. Let's lay it. I hate, and see, that's the problem, Nikki. I'm an underdog better. I love the dogs. And in the Big East here, it's really hard to like any of the dogs.
Oh, I know. I don't blame you. And we probably are just going to go chalk for the rest of the tournament, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I look at it and I'm like, okay, so you look at St. John's, right?
Mm-hmm.
St. John's, looking at them here, they're going to get either Butler or Providence. They're going to have an easy time, right? They're going to get through, and then they'll take on the winner of Seton Hall and Creighton, right? Can Creighton pull off an upset versus Seton Hall? That is my biggest question here, if Creighton can get that upset done, right? And then I still don't see Seton Hall taking out St. John's, right?
So that's the thing. That's the matchup we do know for Thursday is the Seton Hall Creighton, and the rest are obviously to be determined. Like I said, Seton Hall had 1.5 million to build that roster. And as my second season covering them, last season was brutal. This season was much, much better to cover them. This game's actually, I'm pretty sure you can double check. I think it's a pick 'em, and I understand why, because Seton Hall has a top 10 scoring defense nationally, right? But, Creighton can be really dangerous, especially with the 3-point shot. So I think when Seton Hall is on and that defense is aggressive, if they can stay aggressive, a lot of times their problem is they'll be aggressive and they'll just take their foot off the gas in like the last 5 minutes or the last 3 minutes and they give it up. But I think I don't know. I'm going to take Seton Hall on that one, but there is chatter that Creighton could be the one to pull off this big underdog upset.
So we've got a spread of 3.5. Creighton, of course, the dog. Seton Hall, the favorite, and a total of 135.5. So Creighton did get the win over Seton Hall during the regular season. So they've already beat them once, coming in with that confidence, Nikki. I don't know about you, but teams with confidence, especially at the college level, they're dangerous. And we know the underdog is always dangerous out there. So if Creighton does somehow pull off the upset, it's just like they get that win. And so Creighton, they live or die by those threes. They really do. They're like the Boston Celtics, right? Those threes are being fired up. If they're having a great shooting night, they have every ability. So then your question mark is, could they take down St. John's if their threes are hitting just like completely on point?
No.
I don't think so either. Right?
No, I mean, you got to look at, the big three left here, St. John's, Villanova, and UConn. Unfortunately, like St. John's was reignited against Nova, last week? Because they had a really bad game against UConn. I hate that it came against the Wildcats, but, when St. John's is on fire, they're really tough to stop. But then again, look at Villanova. Like, talk about living and dying by the three. Their problem is when they go cold on the three, that's when other teams can come in there and, start chipping away at their lead. And then UConn is just, they're a national powerhouse. It's very exciting. And the UConn fans really travel. I mean, like I said, I covered this last year. And even when UConn wasn't playing, they were just filling up MSG, right? Like it was just, they're there to support, and it's really cool. They will travel. They are loud, and they let everybody know that UConn is in the house.
Yeah. So Marquette or Xavier will have to face UConn. It is going to be a bloodbath. I really think so. Especially UConn coming off a loss in their last game to Marquette. Like, how did that even happen? Right?
I'm like last season fluke type things, like last game of the season,
Yeah, it's gonna be a great one. Yeah, I think UConn runs away with it there. So then we're more than likely UConn Villanova. How do you think Villanova will fare versus UConn?
Well, I think at the end of it, we're going to get a St. John's and UConn championship game. I don't want that as a fan of Villanova. But like I said, I think when they go cold on the three, it just leaves too much of a window open. But, they're pretty strong with rebounding. And Nova is a really balanced team, but they lost a couple guys on their roster. So it's going to be hard to maintain that balance. So I think we're looking at St. John's and UConn for the championship game on Saturday, which I'm excited to be there because either way, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one, Nikki. Conference tournament bets that we can make. So if you guys are looking at it, if you think UConn can take down St. John's, they're coming in as a favorite at -110, then St. John's at +190. And if you guys think Villanova upsets UConn, it's +700. Creighton to make it all the way through, upset everyone, +5,000. I think if there was one team, I think if Creighton's hitting their threes and they somehow make it past St. John's, that team's confidence will be like lightning in a bottle. That would be the only upset that I could see. Like Seton Hall is coming in at +1,600, Creighton +5,000, Providence +6,000. Your safe bets are UConn, St. John's, Villanova. Where would you go? If you're risking it for the biscuit, where are you going to go?
Risk it for the biscuit. No, I think you're right. We differ on the one game, and the cool thing is, by tomorrow we'll have the rest of the Thursday bracket filled out, and then we can see where everybody lands. I do think there's going to be some sort of upset. You kind of have to predict that there's going to be an upset. That's part of the beauty of March Madness.
I just don't know how many Cinderella teams we'll have this year. We do have a question on YouTube. It was when we're on opposite sides, which one is best to fade? Nikki, I think it's based on if you want to go with a blonde or brunette for the day. I don't know, right? Like if we're on opposite sides, who do you fade? It's a hard question.
It is a hard question. Do you like chocolate or vanilla? I guess. I mean,
there we
whatever floats your boat, it's I think you just kind of have to listen. Joe's the expert, and I bounce it out because I cover it. And so you're getting these great insights to make educated bets. And that's what we want you to do. So speaking of bets, Joe, we got a lot coming up for the next 2 weeks. Guys, if you want to play in a free bracket where we're just going to give you prizes, we have a Hot Takes Hard Lines NCAA bracket that we are promoting. We want you guys to sign up. We will drop the link in the show notes, and that's free. You could go do that now. But Joe, we have some fun contests that we're running too.
Yeah, we absolutely do. So we're partnering with Splash Sports. So we're going to have a Survivor, you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's the NCAA Basketball Survivor. You can find it over on Splash, and we'll drop a link for the Hot Takes Pod. That's what you'll look for, and you'll look for our pictures. You'll see us over there. But it's only a $30 entry fee, Nikki, and you can enter how many times? 5 times. So
5 times.
if you don't want just one, and you're going to select a winner straight up for 1 game a day. So if you get eliminated in the first 2 days, you can re-enter, correct?
Yep.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. So if the contest fills up, you guys, it's $8,100 in prizes. It's a big prize there.
That's
right?
a good prize. That's a lot. That's a good prize right there. And it's going to be so much fun. And like, I feel like as much as gambling sometimes gets a bad rap, like look how far we've come in the industry, because you couldn't do this back in the day. You couldn't just keep re-entering, and you couldn't do that. So this is going to be very fun. I think the Survivor approach to this is fun and different. So if you want the traditional one, we've got that for you. But if you want to try the Survivor pool, which we think is going to be a blast, we have that for you as well. And we have a March Madness special show. It's actually gonna be Monday, right? We'll be on Monday, March 16th at 7:00, because Selection Sunday is March 15th. And then we'll go through everything. We'll give you some of our best bets. There's going to be so much content coming at you guys for the next 2 weeks. And we are just so excited.
Yeah, we absolutely are. And that bracket, are we going to do it together? I think we do it together, right?
Do it together.
Yeah, we'll do it here. So you guys get those brackets ready. You want to beat your friends, your family, your children. Bragging rights are on the line, right, Nikki?
Could beat us. I'm always winning my own bracket that I run, and I would like somebody else to win for once.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely need someone to take you down, right? Like if you guys think you can take Nikki down, make sure you enter. So all of those links will be below. Again, with that Survivor, it's whoever wins on the day goes through to the next. So the last person standing, just like your traditional football Survivors. This will be my first time playing Survivor for March Madness. So. Yours?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So a lot of firsts out there. Nikki, what else is going on? What else do you have happening? I know I've got a couple bets for people tonight if anyone's looking for it. Just looking at the lines, making sure nothing has moved. We got the Boston Celtics taking on the San Antonio Spurs. I don't know what I'm talking about. The Spurs tonight. Nikki, I like I grabbed the 3.5 with the Celtics. I think Tatum coming back from injury, he's been on complete fire. He's been putting up those points. I took him for over the 19.5 points, and I looked at Wemby for his threes to the over. So that's where I was going out there on the hardwood. I wanted to watch bet the Chicago Bulls just because I started The Last Dance again last night. Right?
Oh, you did? It's so good, isn't it? It's such a good show.
Yeah, it really is. So I loved Michael Jordan though, back in the day. Then out there on the ice, I want to give everyone these bets. Actually, you know what? The ice is already underway, Nikki. We've got so many games. Let's just see if there is anything that hasn't started yet that I have bets in. Oh, yeah, I got bets in all the later games. So the Stars versus the Vegas Golden Knights. I got the Stars to get the win. Problem is, they're too juicy on the money line. So I did take that one over 5.5, and the juice has dropped as the day's gone on from minus 130 to minus 122. It just posted. So money coming in on the under, but I tell you, the Stars are too powerful right now. I got the Jets pulling off the win versus the Ducks. The Ducks #1 in the Pacific. I think the Jets pull it off. And then big matchup, Nikki. The last time the Oilers and the Avs faced up, the Avs completely embarrassed Connor McDavid and company. They won it 9-1. I'm taking the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah, I'm taking the Oilers straight up on the money line. Rolling into Colorado, hard place to play, plus 152. My favorite dog of the night, and I don't like Edmonton. So you guys know if I'm rolling with them, there's a reason.
Just listen to the queen of betting. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just listen to Joe, make your money, and you can take it to the bank. I do love that Celtics bet, though. I love that.
Yeah, Tatum's playing so solid, right? Like he came out the last game versus the Caps, 20 points. The game before versus the Maps, 15 points, right? Like I think he got 12 rebounds in that game as well. Like he's back, and it's like he hasn't even missed a beat. So I absolutely love it. Look for him to have a solid performance night. Everyone is talking about just take him to the under. Yeah, there's no way. Tatum's going over.
I think he's going to go over. Like you said, he hasn't missed a beat. As a Knicks fan, I hate it. But as a fan of just basketball, you do love to see a great talent come back. And that was hard to watch him go down. You know, that was hard.
Achilles injuries, I swear, they got to be one of the worst injuries out there for an athlete, right? It's just such an awful injury. But we did see Trae Young make his debut coming back from his injury versus the Washington Wizards last week. So he's had a couple games under his belt. Didn't think we'd see him this season, but I'm looking forward to Tyrese Halliburton coming back. Like there's players out there that it's been way too long since we've seen them on the hardwood, Nikki.
Do not mention Tyrese Halliburton, okay?
Is that where we draw the line? What's going on?
No, it's just, you know, he has the Knicks number, and he's just such a, he just irritates me, right? Just watching it. It's like, how do you not prepare for Halliburton? Like it's a fan thing, you know, but yeah, obviously, again, that's a great talent. It's just, as a Knicks fan, you watch it like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, how do you not prep for this guy? So it is very irritating, but yes, he who shall not be named.
Okay, so now I know his name for the rest of time, I guess here, Nikki. One player that I love to bet or not bet just because they're my Tom Brady. So if anyone knows me in betting, my Tom Brady of football is Tom Brady. And anytime I bet for him when he was with the Patriots, he would lose. And anytime I bet against him, he'd win. So in basketball, it's LeBron James. Like LeBron James, even on his birthday, he didn't show up big, right? He's the player. You guys want to fade. If I'm doing anything with LeBron, take the opposite side because he's my kryptonite.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So we're going to be going over a ton of stuff, like Nikki said, in the next couple of weeks here. Nikki, you've got any like weird tweets or anything that have hit your inbox to finish things up here today?
Oh, mean tweets. Oh my gosh, I have so many. I have so many mean tweets that we could go over. Let me see. Some of my favorites just this past week are that I am going to die old and alone with a bunch of cats around me.
I like cats.
And that I have more. Somebody wanted to know what the PSI in my lips were because there was more filler in my lips and air than in their tires. So it's like, okay, great. Yeah, that was nice. That I should get a refund from my plastic surgeon. So that was also super nice of that person to say that. And why do I wear makeup? Because it's not necessary. And girls that wear makeup aren't taken seriously. Those were some of the nicer ones.
Wow, those are some great mean tweets this week. I got one that the guy wrote me and he said, "I'm a big fan of your work, but I don't understand your look. It's really odd, and I'm not sure if it's pretty or if it's disturbing." Dot dot dot. I was like, okay.
You know, it's interesting you say that. Oh, you said it was a guy that said that to
Yeah.
you? Okay.
Mhm.
I
Well,
had
I'm
a
just assuming from the profile picture.
Okay. I had a woman, this was like, I think last week.
Yeah.
Like her picture, I mean, she's like an older woman, elderly woman, and she kind of said the same thing to me. She was like, I don't like the way you look, and I don't understand like why do you like I don't like your voice, and I understand why you wear the makeup. And it was just like all this shit. And so I said back to her, I was like, well, you could use some makeup. And you know what she said to me? She said, "Oh, you're rude." I said, "I'm
Wow.
rude? You
Yeah.
came at me and I'm rude." And then she said, "Well, I didn't think you were going to say anything back to me." Oh, so you can just be mean to me and that's okay. And I'm just supposed to take it and not say anything?
I guess so. I guess so. One person that would never say anything that mean is Mark Drumheller. Mark, great to see you here. Appreciate you joining us here today. We've gone over so much, Nikki. I tell you, those mean tweets, they pile up nonstop. If you check that spam folder, man, I don't know about you. I probably get 30 a day.
Oh, yeah, and they're always, like, the meanest things you could ever possibly read about yourself, but if you do this long enough, you get to a point where you kinda laugh at it, and you turn it into a segment on your podcast because it just becomes so it just becomes so crazy. I just don't understand. I don't know. I've never gone on someone's page and I've just been like, "I don't like the way you look," or "I don't like your voice," or "I don't like your accent. Where are you from? You don't sound like you're from New York." I'm like, well, I'm from New Jersey, so that's probably why. Like,
Wow. As you can tell, you guys, we got a ton of material to drop. Those hot takes will come at the end of every single show. So those mean tweets will come at the end. But we've got lots to go over. Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Nikki. We're going to be doing those brackets. It's going to be a lot of fun.
oh, I can't wait for that. We'll do the brackets live together. And make sure you guys like and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. I'm at NikkiNick9384, and you can put I will put all the links in there so you can find everything in my stories, and also on X we'll put everything there as well.
Okay, yeah, you guys go on over, sign up for the splash. You definitely want to check it out. The Survivor is going to be fun. You want to join that bracket with us as well. See if anyone can take down Nikki. I fall victim, right? In that first round, I think one team's going through and a number 16 team takes them out and I'm just done, right? Like that never fails for me, Nikki. We got to find those Cinderellas this time, see who's going to kick out those higher ranked teams. But we'll see you back here on Monday. Can't wait, Nikki.
Can't wait. Bye, guys. We'll see you for all the madness.